This was the original campaign battleship. Came to Legends in August 2019. Pretty long time ago, huh? Back when campaigns were hard. Anyone remember having to get 150,000 damage in a single battle to finish out a campaign? Yeah, things have changed. Well, now Tirpitz has received a nice little buff in this update that we'll go into details here shortly on. It still didn't change the way that I build or play this ship, and I don't proclaim to be the best Tirpitz player. I think there's an art form to these German ships, and I still get it wrong plenty of times. I die a lot, but here is how I choose to set her up. Full main gun build. Yeah, the secondaries were buffed, the range was, but I still don't think that is the way to go. My premium build, Hyde with Azerling, Colorado, and D. Ravel. That's what I was running for these recent matches that I played for this video. If you're free to play, here is a decent hybrid build with 19.8 second main battery reload and 8.2 kilometer secondaries. Franz von Hipper. The biggest problem on this build is you don't have master mechanics, so you're leaving 2 heals on the table. That's nearly 26,000 health. So you might also check out Auto Celiacs for a more of a tank build. Today, we are on this miniature version of Estuary in the beautiful Tirpitz Black. This again is the Black Friday version of the original campaign ship, and there are no stat differences. I get this question a lot. If it's a premium black ship, then there will be no stat differences. If it's a tech tree ship, such as the Bismarck, the Ibuki, or the Dante Alighieri, there will be stat differences between the tech version and the black ship, so you'll have to look into that for each ship. Anyways, though, I don't remember playing this map in a tier 7 before, so it's going to make me be really cautious at the beginning. I would call it indecisive. I just didn't know where to go because I figured the spawns would be a lot closer than they are, so now we're going to start turning back in. Still, though, if you're ever in doubt, it's better to err on the side of caution than to be stuck bow in somewhere and dead and your teammates spamming. Nice work. So yeah, didn't want to be that guy. We'll be a little cautious, but really in Tirpitz, we're just waiting. Waiting for the opportunity to send it. That's what it's all about in this ship to me, is finally getting in and getting to brawl. That's what's fun for me, and once we get past the slow beginning of this match, it'll basically be a brawl for the rest of the match, and we get some pretty good results, so stay tuned. The buff. I'm going to call it... I almost want to call it a small buff, but let's go over it. So Sigma was increased from 1.9 to 1.95. Basically, all this means is your shells are going to group a little bit closer together. They'll land more towards the middle of where you aim them. Secondary range was increased 0.5 kilometer up to 6. So, still not to the tune of Bismarck or Brandenburg or Zieten or anything like that. 6 kilometers is still pretty... It's not a lot, but it is a nice buff. The HP was buffed 3,200. Again, not a lot, but it is going to give her the 4th biggest HP pool stock now at tier 7 after Flander, Hawk, and Vladivostok. And here with Henry J. Hyde, you can see we have 76,000. And we're going to use it. We are definitely going to use it. I see the Provincian is a cruiser without torpedoes, so it's time to move in and bully that guy. I was cautious where the destroyers might be, but one of them, they're both actually over towards A, so there's nothing holding me back from just pushing these guys over here on the side. Now, one part I didn't pay attention to, if you look up on B, there's a lone battleship actually heading over to that flank, and I should have paid attention to that, but I didn't. First salvo out on Provincian, all over pins. D7P is a very thin ship, so it's easy to overpin it even with 380s. Whether or not he meant to do that, I don't know. I would say not, because now he's going to turn and give me a little bit of an angle. We still overpin, but there's that lonely battleship. It's a Massachusetts, and he caught me off guard, and I'm going to pay for it here. Big chunk of my HP pool gone. Unfortunate, but it's, it's a thing. So we're going to hope that we can finish off D7P with the close quarters here. We do, and now we can go brawl with the Massachusetts. We dodged that Dutch airstrike, which is good, and yeah, we can bum rush this guy now and hopefully get some torpedoes off on him. On this side of the map over here, it's just these American battleships. So yeah, with Tirpitz, this is the dream thing. You have a 1v1 solo against a battleship. And it's still dangerous. You always have to respect American BBs up close. So many times in Tirpitz, even during this day of playing, that you think you're safe to get the torpedoes off, but no, you're not, and you'll pay for it and get smacked with 406mm guns. So you'll watch what I do here in this brawl. I don't actually turn broad enough to get all of the torpedoes off just because I don't want to get smacked and killed. So you'll kind of see what I do. Sometimes in close range brawling situations, if you put the torpedoes into the widespread configuration, you can get them to shoot more forward, if that makes sense. So you'll kind of see what we do here. Our guns really can't do anything from this angle. I don't know if I should have switched to HE or not, to be honest, but you'll see here we put it on widespread and we're going to stay really well angled and just see if we can finish him off with maybe one torp bonk on the nose. PTSD about trying to drive by American BBs and getting smacked. We get the one torp hit there. Now I think we can go ahead and turn out. What I'm afraid of is the the Iowa over here on my left. I don't know where he's at. So we're going to start turning and hope the secondaries finish this guy off, and they do. So we're good. We're in good shape. Now let's go see where this Iowa is and hopefully take all of his HP as well. So the buff. I don't really think it's that big of a buff, and that tells me something. I mean, I don't know. The 1 second faster reload, that is the part that I didn't cover. The reload went from 25 to 24 seconds, and that is significant. That makes these the fastest cycling 380s at the tier now, faster than Vanguard and faster than the Monarch. So that brings up the DPM a little bit, I suppose. But overall, I feel like it's a small buff, and that tells me that the ship wasn't underperforming that much. I don't know, am I wrong in that? When I look at the list of battleships at tier 7, I never thought of Tirpitz as terrible. But, you know, if you look again, maybe the ship really was towards the middle to bottom of things. If I wanted to play a competitive match and my life depended on it, this probably wouldn't be the ship that I would take. There are ships that I would rank under the Tirpitz, though, and for those, we'll see if this is controversial or not. I would put the Roma under it, the Amagi, the Veneto, and the Vladivostok. Oh, and the Bismarck. Tirpitz, though, when I look at the stats that I have on this ship, and I'm not like an amazing player, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but the stats, even solo, are pretty good in this ship. We caught up to Iowa. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we got him. That's a dead Iowa. But yeah, the stats are good, and I think it just, it tells me that the ship is fine. So the buff's good. I'm glad. I would have rather seen something like Prince Eugen get buffed before this, because I didn't really think Tirpitz was that bad. I played it recently in December and had decent matches with it then. Anyways, though, I'm not going to complain about this ship getting buffed. It's a beautiful, awesome battleship. It's a lot of fun. And in 2024, I do think it's a solid pickup for global XP. It kind of just depends on what you want out of your global XP battleship. Are you looking for a brawler? If so, then Tirpitz is probably going to need to be at the top of that list. If you're looking for something for the memes and for fun, Flander. Absolutely Flander. That would be number 1 in my book. If you're looking for something for pure damage output, HE spam, Monarch. And, an all-around ship, I would still place the Massachusetts. It has good secondaries and accurate guns, and it's a tight little compact package with good AA. So, yeah, a lot to consider. Other ships that I feel like are kind of left off the list, if you're looking for a good sniper, the the Champagne. Really good sniper. The Gascon is a good DPM boat, so absolutely don't discount that French battleship. I think it has a bad reputation, but it's really not a bad battleship if it's in the right hands. But yeah, if you're looking for a brawler, though, I think Tirpitz has to be at the top of the list. It's just tanky enough. She's just fast enough now to get the job done. Torpedoes, to me, they don't seem to get knocked that often, not near as bad as other ships like the Pommern, where if someone sneezes in your direction, you lose your torpedoes. Tirpitz, though, I mean, we've taken a beating in this match here, and we still have our torps. Now, speaking of which, we do use running with scissors. I think it helps a lot with the turret traverse and the damage up close, because basically I always want to be in a brawling situation like this if I can. We're going to die here, unfortunately, and it's going to cost us the Kraken. This one Anhalt torp, yeah, that's going to take us out. Otherwise, we could have finished Shikaku off with guns. However, we did torp here predictively that the Anhalt was going to turn in, and ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So it was still a decent match. Overall though, Tirpitz in 24, I think it's a decent brawling pickup, and yeah, I would recommend her. Really fun ship. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This is Derka signing off. Catch you in the next one. See ya.